Going to be talking about, yeah, thank you. Today I'm going to be talking about CV creation. How do we create our CVs? What are the things that you need to look at for? But this one's going to be in two folds. We start today. Okay. We'll start today, then we'll complete it next week, right? Today, we're going to talk about how to create a CVs from scratch without having to use anything. Yeah, we start from Word, how to go and get the right template, and then what you need to put in there. Then after that, for next week, we are going to use different tools to create the templates. And then from there, we'll be able to go into application after that anyway. So that's going to be the objective for this particular week anyway. Okay. All right. So let's quickly go into how to create your CV from scratch, what I need to put, what you need to put in there. So, but like I said, 2 weeks ago, after you create your CV, so there are some partners that we now have that would also review your CV. So it's not going to be only me. So you would be able to send your CV to them and they will review for free. And if you want extra service, you might have to pay for that. But to be honest, but we got partnership with this particular company anyway. So I will send a link to you from next week so that you'll be able to kind of review your CV with them. And to be honest, they'll give you good feedback on how your CV will do against ATS or not. But today I'm going to cover the content of a good CV. Okay, so let's assume you don't have any CV at all. So I'm going to bring Word out right now. Okay, so 1 minute. So if you have any question at any particular point, just send it into the chat. I'll be looking at the chat as well anyway. Okay, hopefully you can see my CV. Oh, sorry, you can see my screen right now. Can I confirm that you can see Word documents? Yeah. So I'm about to create a new document in Word, but this time around, I want to create a CV actually. Right, so, okay, hold on, let's start. Okay, 1 minute. So I think I might need to share the whole screen. Okay, someone is asking if you need Microsoft 365 to edit that document. No, you don't need that. So it's normal Word document. Okay. Okay. All right, cool. I'm going to share the screen now again. Okay, so this is just normal Word. Okay, this is normal Word anyway. So hopefully, so click on File. So instead of clicking on New Document, let's go to More Templates. Okay, so and you can search for CV. Yeah, okay. So you have different CVs that you can use for this purpose. But for me, I like to use the one that's not like, for instance, something like this, not the one that's got columns. In the UK, you don't put pictures, okay? So you don't need pictures on your CV. So don't take the one with pictures anyway. So, and I don't like the one that's got columns. This is my own personal preference anyway. So I like the one that's black and white, no colors anyway. So, okay. So I will go with something like this, or preferable, maybe this one, right? Or functional CV like this one, okay? So yeah, or maybe extended one like that. So let's quickly go through, take this or this one anyway. So for instance, okay? So let me go with this extended one, pick on that one, and you can see how it's laid out, right? So you can see your name. You can see how it's laid out. It's got name at the top, yeah, then your profile, education, then it's got yeah, it's got your roles and everything. Then yeah, recommendation. So that is one way. So, and if you go with the functional one, let's see how that one looks like. Okay, that it's got name, education, then your skills and ability, then experience, blah, blah. So I think, yeah. So, okay. So depending on the one that you want, this is a chronological one. Okay, student, yeah. So this is another good one. Okay, that's another good one as well. So, but for me, I would say that you should, normally I advise people to use either this one or extended one, I would say. So let's pick on this one and see what we do with that. Okay, something went wrong, right? Okay. So let's try a different one. Okay. All right. Maybe I would start the Word document again. 1 minute. Let's do that again. Okay. So we tried the functional one last time. Let's see. Okay. All right, cool. So now, so you got your name. So let's say Deji Emmanuel. Okay. Like, it's very, very important, okay, that I tell you in terms of your name, right? I know this is my full name, okay? Adedeji Emmanuel. Yeah. Yeah. So, but people call me Deji, right? So, but my passport has got Adedeji, right? Anyway. So, but my CV has got only Deji anyway, because that's what people call me by anyway. So, but what I've seen people do on their CV, they put 3 names, 4 names on their CV. I don't think that's right anyway. So you only need 1 or 2. I would say preferably your first name and your last name should be sufficient. And I would normally recommend the shortened version of your name, right, that people call you. Don't put the long name there. I can see a lot of people putting when you come on this platform, there are a lot of people with the long names and everything. So I would say don't use it. Use the short name that people normally call you, friends call you. So for instance, they yeah. Okay. So for instance now, someone with this name, Adegboyega, okay? So unless when your parents are upset with you, right, they call you the full name. Most people will not call you full name. Maybe you might they might call you Ade or Boye or Oye or something like that. So why would you now make it difficult for you to get a particular job, to get it now? So if you are called a shorter version of your name, just use the shorter version. So the question someone will ask me is like, oh, what happens if they ask me to bring my passport? The name is not my passport. Yeah, to be honest, I can use myself as an instance. I've been using Digi, and when they check my passport, it's Adeji in there. No one has asked me why I use Digi, because Digi is my name, but my full name is this anyway. So the same way, if you decide to use Ade on your CV and then your passport, you bring it out, it's Adeboyega, you will see tell them anyway that it's the same, it's the shortened version of my name, and it's still myself anyway. Okay. All right. So that is that. And if you have an English name, I would say use that for a start anyway. So, but yeah, that's one. So, but please don't use a very long name, actually. Shorten the name. So, but one thing I can tell you is uh the reason I'm saying you should use a shortened version is like it's easy for people to pronounce. You don't want your name to stand as a barrier to your entry. So it's very, very important for you to know that. So, and that's one thing I want you to know. So, but once you get in, right, even if you decide after you've gotten, right, so and you said people to start calling you by your full name, that is okay. You've already gotten. But for instance, don't let your name stand as a barrier like a Caucasian pick your CV and say, oh, I don't want to murder this particular name. Because of that, I'm not going to pronounce it. Because I'm not pronouncing it, I'm not going to call you. It's very, very important that you know that anyway. So you don't let your name stand as a barrier anyway. So then after that, you want to have your address, right? Some people don't like putting their address, but I would say sometimes it's important anyway for you to put your address on your CV. So, but not it might not be full address. Let's say you live in number 3, uh, Charles Babbage Road, and is in City, London. Okay. Transfer. And it's C23ECH, something like that anyway. Hopefully that's not an address of someone. Okay. Okay. So let's say that's that. So you can decide not to put 3, okay, but and then put just Babbage Road. Okay. So let me just put let's say this is Woolwich. Okay, let's say this is just Babbage Road, Woolwich, London City, blah blah. So I think that is sufficient, even if because one, the reason why recruiter would want your address like that is basically so that they can see the location that you are in. So in this era that people work remotely or people apply from overseas and everything, they want to know if you are in the UK or not. That's one. And sometimes they also look at it also to determine the location of that particular person if it's local to the role they are recruiting for. So then after that, you want to put your telephone number 079-123. Okay, let's say something like that. You want to put your telephone number there. Okay, so and your email address as well. So yeah, so let's say that's my email address. So that's that. So one thing I do advise people to put as well is nationality, right? So this is related to people of my color, and if my name also is Ade as well, and I said is Ade, they look at it, oh, his name is Ade, or because of that, he is illegal or he doesn't have anything to work in the UK. You want to be able to actually tell them first, most people that you have indefinite leave to remain, make sure that you specify that in there, right? That okay, nationality indefinitely leave to remain, or if or normally I would say the first one is if you are British, you put British anyway. So if you are British, you put British. If you are Nigeria, you don't need to put that anyway because that will not add to anything, to be honest. Apologize. So that's just the fact anyway. So now, okay. So now, but if you are not British yet, okay. So and you've got indefinite leave to remain. I'll put authorization to work in the UK. Then I'll put indefinite leave to remain. Okay. So I'll put indefinite leave to remain so that they will know that, okay, yeah, you've got indefinite leave to remain, and yeah, something like that. That would really, really be good, okay, for you. So, and then after that, so let's say you haven't got that, you got, let's say dependency visa, which allows you to also work. You can put that as well anyway, because with that, you don't need any dependence, any authorization to work in the UK. But if you're a student, I would not put anything anyway. So for students, you just leave it blank, right? So that they will ask you, that's fine. Okay. I've got someone raising their hand, Ido.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and good evening, Deji. Thank you for this moment. Also, I have two questions. I'm not based in UK. I have a CV already, so I made mine with Canva. But what I want to ask is that this CV that you are giving us, I think I'm speaking based on people that are not in the UK. I feel like the standard is just based on them and not based on just a general standard CV. And also,
Okay, hold on 1 minute. Let me respond to that.
okay,
I think the standard is the same, right? From what I've shown to you right now, this is CV from Microsoft Word, actually, right? The only thing that you can see which is different is I know some countries they put what's it called? They put pictures. From the UK, you don't put pictures. And I know even there will not be much of a difference from CVs in other parts of Europe, I would say. Yeah. So the only thing will be the address that will be different, on your telephone number that will be different. Yeah. Okay. Hope that answers your question. I know for the US, yeah, it's got a different format. Maybe US call their CV resume, where we call CV. Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing that I would say may be different anyway, but the standard is the same, I would say. Yeah. Okay.
all right.
Any
I'll reserve
okay.
the other question for when by the end of the class and see.
No, it's okay if you want to ask now, so I can
No, I
prepare
just
for.
want to be sure that in case you answer the question while doing the course, so I just want to be sure that I'm not.
Okay. Okay. All right, no problem. That's fine. So let's carry on. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again. All right, cool. So now, as you can see here, so I've kind of done the part of the header of your CV, right? So which is good. So the next thing that you might want to add is your LinkedIn if you have one. I do advise that you get a LinkedIn. Hold on, let me put that here. So I do advise that you get a LinkedIn, okay? Put your LinkedIn. So I think mine is https www.linkedin.com/n/ what's my, I think mine is the Gmail or something like that. Okay. Okay, Benga, please.
Yes, please, you put something about in that. Okay, it's back there. Authorization to work in the UK. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I had to put it back anyways. So yeah. So this one I want to remove this person, yeah, so that they are together anyway. So yeah. Okay. All right. So I think that is the header that you want to have in there anyway. So okay, the next one quickly is your objective, or it could be profile, it could be anything like that. So okay, so that is one that I want you to look into. Okay, so quickly, let me bring up my LinkedIn. So you can see, you can look at LinkedIn profile of different people, right? To carve your own, and also, yeah, and also you could also use ChatGPT as well. Anyway, so that's another way to do. Okay, so 1 minute. So I'm gonna bring this out now. Okay, so this is my LinkedIn now. Okay, so I could just copy this, right? So you can look at other people's LinkedIn anyway. So I copy that and I can put this in my profile. Okay, so I can bring that up. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So that is my profile. But one thing that you could also do is, let's go back to the LinkedIn anyway. So you could use ChatGPT, right? So let me give an instance, write a profile for a BA with 2 years of experience to be used in my CV. Okay. As you can see quickly, he has put that anyway. So okay. All right, brilliant. So now this is the profile. Yeah. Okay. So that is that we can use that in the one that we are doing. So if I don't use my own profile and I want to use that, I would put that in there. Okay, that is a profile for that one, right? So then the next is your experience. Okay, sorry, education. I think I've got a question. Okay, so the next is your education. I think the text is there anyway. So for instance, let's say in my own case now, I will use my profile going forward. Okay, so okay, education. So let's copy that one. If he's able to copy.
Hello, Deji. It's Pat
Yes,
here.
please. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a caveat to it so that people don't just go to ChatGPT and copy and paste. This is just a guide. What you have there, you need to work on it and make it your own. All right. Otherwise, recruiters and employers are going to be saying the same profile description for everybody, and it doesn't make your CV stand out. So don't get lazy on this. Thanks.
Thank you, Pat, for that. Okay. So, okay, that's what you've kind of heard from the expert. She's a coach by profession. So, okay. All right. So now education. So, okay, what did I remove from there? Degree. Okay. Dates. I'm going to put that as well. So you don't need to put the dates actually, to be honest. I think the year should be sufficient. Okay. So and degree and the list of modules. To be honest, for me, this is irrelevant, to be honest, unless you are fresh graduate. Okay, if you're not, so I would technically just remove these ones anyway. So even I might even remove this one, to be honest. So let me leave this for now. So let's say the next course is MSc. So 2007. University. So, and then I think this is relevant here. So, which is advanced computer science. Okay, all right, cool. So I think at this point, I don't think, I think if I want to put this finance. Okay, so that's that. So of course I can put the other ones that require just as well, BSc and blah blah. Anyway, so for the sake of time, I'm not even looking at the time. So for the sake of time, I will leave that for now. So the next one quickly, yeah, is this case actually. So we've got some bits in ChatGPT that we can use. Like Pat said, you also need to look at that. For like, you can see all these bits actually. So you can look at that and also look at the skills and some of the applications. As we go along in the applications, I'll be showing you those ones as well anyway. So I can replace all this with that. So when you do copy, right, ensure that you copy the right format is very, very important as well. So yeah, so because sometimes when you copy, it got different formats, and that also could bring different things. So if this is different format from the other one anyway, so that's another thing that you need to look into. So if you do copy from the web anyway. So now that's my skills. So, but sometimes I also ask people to put the tools as well, what tools you've used, requirement analysis, what are the tools, and you can put using, let's say, Balsamiq. Yeah, so okay. Okay, so data analysis, yeah, using Tableau. So you just, okay, is it EAU or something like that, yeah. Okay, so all those things, you just put those ones, the tools and the skills and everything in there. So then experience comes into place, okay? So quickly, the experience, let's say Blue Sky. Okay, the first thing is the title, so you need to be consistent, okay? So then what are your roles in as a BA there? So I'll just copy what I've got here. So you can adapt, yeah, like you've Pat rightly said anyway. So what I'm looking for here, so you can write 10 of these anyway. So and you put them in this space anyway. So okay, okay. So I'm putting that in so that they are of the same format. So okay. So then you do the same thing for the other rows as well, technically. So in essence, that is the first part of your CV anyway. So the rest, I think, yeah, reference available on common. So this is what we have right now. So like I said, this is the first section. We're going to finish the next section next week and when we come back. But I want to give some people time to kind of, yeah, ask questions for the next 5 minutes. Then we start the next part. So anyone that's got any question, okay, right there, please.
Thank you, Deji. I really appreciate. I want to ask, because from past experience on creative CV, start profile before education or skills and ability. Experience come before all those ones. I like when we go to resume.io, we see that experience come before education and before your skills. So, and for this format now, we are using education comes before skills and skill before your experience. So, which one should we follow?
Yeah, For me, to be honest, normally I put my I'll show this also next week. Normally, for my CV, I put the front page everything before experience actually because if your CV is long like my own, right? So what people do is like they read the first few lines, they don't get to the qualification, right? So, and then they miss it. So you need to put your strong part out first anyway. So if you got a very strong experience, of course, yeah, I would say start with experience. If you got a very strong education, right, you can also put that. There's no wrong or right, to be honest, in this instance, right? It's basically marketing, right? Your first cheerleader, you want to be able to put the right one there, the one that will sell you first anyway. So if it's your education, that will say you first. If it's your profession, that will say you first. That's what you want to put first anyway, because when people will do, just read first 2 pages or 3 pages, and that's it. And if you put your experience qualification at the end, they won't get to read, to be honest, in some cases. That's what I think. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool.
Okay, thank you very much. I really
No worries.
appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Ido, please.
Okay, so I guess what you just did and the explanation you tried to make. And my question is 2 this time around. If the CV is eventually made with Word and then it was then commonly converted to PDF, I hope it's not going to get scattered.
Okay. One, I won't advise that you do your CV with Canva. I don't know. Well, that's my opinion. Right. Yeah. So, and I won't also in the UK, right, for you to send your CV in PDF. Okay. I don't also agree to that as well. And one thing I tell people when I do this CV thing is like the best person to give you feedback for your CV. Okay, maybe I should ask the same question. Who is the best person to give you feedback on your CV? Like someone wants to shout
What
out.
do you say?
Who is the best person to give you feedback on your CV?
The HR,
Which
the
HR?
recruiter.
Okay. All right. So yeah, the person that can give you the best feedback is the person that want to recruit you. So technically, if you send your CV to 2 or 3 people, right, or you apply for 4 jobs or 5 jobs, and you do not get any call back, you've got your feedback technically. Do you get it now? It means that your CV is not strong enough. That is the feedback, right? So, but if you send your CV today and tomorrow you get a call, that's the feedback. It means that your CV is okay, right, for them to have called you, right? So that's what I can say. But because some of these people, the recruiters, use ATS, right? And some of these ATS don't accept PDF, right? So I would say you will not get you wrong by using Word, but you might get you wrong by using PDF. That's what I can say. Yeah.
Okay, my second question.
Okay, please.
Yeah, so here in France, as much as I know, our CV must be maximum 1 page. I don't know if it applies to other countries, but you just said UK accepts 2 pages, but in France it has to be 1 page. It means that everything you want to detail, you just have to use the maximum bullet point that you can use, like the most important stuff, and let it be on your CV. How then do we go about if I'm using Word and then the CV extend to 2 pages?
To be honest, I think you need to reconfirm what you said to other people, right?
Yeah,
Because
it's true actually. Even with professionals and students applying to France, your CV has to be 1 pages.
I want to beg to differ, actually, to be honest, right? Yeah. And I don't want to say you are wrong. I would say, yeah. So try to send 2 pages and see if the EU is going to reject it. I doubt no, because yeah, in the UK, for instance, yeah, there's no limitation to number of CV, right? I've seen CVs, mine is around 6 or 7 pages and it's still working. I just kind of cut it down to 6 or 7, or maybe because of the experience I've got.
Oh,
So
I'm referring to entry level, not people with 10 years, 15
oh,
years
okay, good,
experience.
good. Yeah, okay, thank you for that. I think for entry level, I still don't think 1 page is okay, because entry level, because they think you haven't got any experience. Do you get it now? Right. What you put in your CV, like for instance, what you put in your CV will be the same thing I've done right now, right? And what I've done is only 1 page, right? So exactly. So then it means 1 page is enough for you to put anything that you want to put. If you don't have experience, what you're going to put is your name, your schools, and everything. Everything can be 1 page, right? But if you, for instance, been on this project now, right, and you have some experiences, right, and I think, yeah, having to do that within 2 pages, fine. Anyway, yeah. Okay, all right. Hope that answers your questions. Okay, yeah. Juliet.
Hello, good evening, Deji. Thank you so much for
No worries.
the workshop. My question is regarding the education. So I remember in the previous session, you said that our TV, sorry, not TV, our CV should be IT based. So in the case where your degree is not exactly IT related, would you still advise to put it on your CV?
Okay, all right. So let me rephrase that anyway. When I say, okay, yeah, thank you. Someone is actually sending message to me that my time is up anyway. So, but one thing I can say is like, yeah, if your degree is not IT based, right? Of course, you can put it. I've trained people that did both things in school, and now they are doing software testing. So they will not just remove it completely. So your degree, what we did in school, it's of, to be honest, for me, even though I did computer, it's of no relevance. They didn't teach me anything about what I'm doing right now in school, right? I know most of you already know that as well. So school is just to give you the basis, right? So I think it's still okay. So which is fine. So except from that, yeah, you can. I'm talking about the fact that you want to do BA and you are doing care, right? And you cannot relate that with what you are doing right now. I thought that would not even add anything, to be honest. So for me to review, right? What I've seen in the time past that people just dump their CV on my table. This is a care CV and come and review. You are not applying, you are not here to do a care job. So therefore, by reviewing a care CV, it's of no use to me, even though some people will not even put anything they do on this program at all. So with that, it's just a waste of time. So at least, even if you want to still put the care job, these few weeks or months that you spent on this program, put that one as well, and let me see what you've done on that one, then I'll review. So that's what I'm saying. Lastly, about before we go.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I want to comment from the area that Christina was talking about from, because I'm also in France, and most times from let's say from 1 to about 3 or 4 years experience here in France, I think most of the HRs they prefer like talking from experiences of interviews that I've had in time past and the ones I've had recently, they prefer your CV to be in one-page document. In fact, most of them prefer Canva because you can actually edit, re-edit, do a lot of tweaks, and you can even it's more like when you're splitting the page of a CV like you're splitting a A4 to 4 to like you're putting a cross in the middle of an A4 paper and you have everything on it. So now, because my own concern is just that if we are going to send our CVs for review, I don't know the possibility, because the last week when you dropped the link, I tried accessing it, but it could only accept CVs in Word. And if I try to convert my CV from PDF to Word, because I use Canva all the time also, I don't know, I might have problem.
Okay. So for example, quickly, right? If I'm a recruiter right now, right? I'm not going to collect your CV. Do you get it? Because I don't accept PDF. Do you get my point?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So the same way, you don't want to shortchange yourself by putting it in PDF when you could actually put in Word and you cannot get it wrong. Do you get it now? That is my point. So you can't get it wrong with Word, right? So you may get it wrong with PDF. Why do you need to, complicate issues? Yeah.
Well, but at this, that, sorry to say, that the major things you're looking for.
My time is up. We're still going to do this next week. Okay.
Okay. Or if I can come to your
question.
DM on Telegram, if it's okay.
Don't come to my DM. There are a lot of people on my DM. So don't worry, we'll do this next week anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right, quickly. So sorry, apologies. I think my time is fast spent. So I'm going to come back next week to do this. So for